Hello, I'm NovaSC and welcome to this game of Legacy of the Void. I've picked this game out because it's one of my favourites of the day. There are others, but they're sort of lengthy, and there's a limited amount of time I have in the day, so I can't play them and cast them. I could cast while I played them, but then I'd distract myself a lot, and I do get annoyed. And it's quite hot today. Excuses, excuses, excuses. So, I'm against... I think that's Marzi. I think that's how you say that. It might be Mazzy, but that sounds a bit dumb compared to Marzi. I don't know why I think it sounds dumb, but let's say that. I'm opening up in this wonderful Protoss versus Terran with a Nexus first before Pylon because I think that's a lot of fun. I like doing that. My opponent is going for a very standard-looking barracks and reactor refinery, in fact. So you'd have thought this would be some sort of Reaper opening, and then into expand very quickly. I'm going for my responsible scout. Trying to follow that guy. Yeah, we go. Look at that probe doing his thing. I somehow brought the frames per second up on the screen. Not even sure how I even did that, but it's gone now. Happy about that. After my expansion, I went straight for a gateway into 2 gases. So I'm trying to catch up with my tech as quickly as possible. Managed to snipe an SCV, which is pretty impressive actually. I think he was just a bit lax, only sending 1 SCV to defend that SCV being under attack there. Probably hoping that I'd just give up once the probe started being attacked, but no! I'm going to commit, and I got that. I was rewarded with a wonderful kill, which puts us even on workers, interestingly enough, but I did have to cut workers to get the Nexus up really quickly. Sounds like such a dumb build when you say it when you put it like that, but I've measured the timings and everything, and it's just as beneficial as the 16 Nexus. I already uploaded a video on this. Just take my word for it. Expanding like I did is fine, I think. so much confidence in that. He's gone for his Reaper, gonna kill off that probe very quickly, and he's gonna be able to get a quick scout. He's hiding his factory there. I mean, I don't think it's that useful. I guess he just did it because I had the probe in the base, but I'm going to expect a factory pretty much anyway, so this sort of time anyway. So moving in very nicely over with the grenade there, disrupting mining quite a bit here. Already getting 2 kills, which is actually quite impressive. Adding up to 3 total there. I like the way they wave their arms when they're in the air. Good old zealots. The animations looked really bad before when they were just like stationary, moving up in the air and then dropping back down again. But it looks cool. Some decent micro from this guy. How many kills you got now? Just up to 4. Pretty good. You probably could have got even more if you microed even more perfectly, and I made a few more mistakes. Yeah, that had the potential to deal a lot of damage considering I just had a zealot. Am I working on my probes now? Now I have. At last, have my stalker out. Military core, very important. Actually, quite a bit late. I think the harassment from the Reaper delayed my military core because I was distracted a bit there. The military core, of course, is extremely important in dealing with early bioaggression. For that, the photon overcharge is extremely important. Next expansion from my opponent coming in, but it's very late compared to mine. I'm actually up by 3 workers at the moment, which is sort of ordinary. Actually, it's extremely. I actually had a lot of probes, considering how many probes I've just lost. Being ahead at this point is quite impressive. I was going to say, that sort of lead is sort of normal for this matchup, but I would have had way more if I didn't lose those probes. So yeah, he must be quite a bit behind. Turret in there, just very cautious. Maybe he expects something. Maybe he's seen 2 gas and he hasn't seen many gas units out of me, and expecting some sort of Stargate play. Well, in fact, I'm going straight for my robotics bay there. Base happily mining there. Going to be wanting 2 extra gases quite soon. He's now at last retreating his tech back into his main base. He could have easily built the starport in his main base. That seems a bit weird. Second factory. Oh dear, this isn't bio at all. This looks like it's going to be some sort of mech play reactor, which is fairly normal no matter what you're playing. You're going to need medevacs and Vikings. You can still do harassment even if you're playing mech. More so now in Legacy of the Void. Now you can pick up your tanks and stuff. So yeah, a lot of options you got there. Ooh, coming in from the side of my expansion. of my main base of my minerals, and he's going to be able to get some damage done here with these 2 mines. Let's see what that does. I am not reacting. I do it at the very last second. Very good split. Wow. Wait, 1 shot, 1 kill each. I thought I was going to lose a lot there, and I remember maybe it must have been another game. I sort of remember losing a lot of probes. I must have been confused. I was quite happy. What a pleasant surprise to know I didn't die just then. That was quite nice. I have my observer scouting around, checking for bases. It's very good to get an observer on this map because, like, especially against Terran, they can take this expansion by lifting off a command center and placing it down on the island. Island's very Terran favoured. I'm not sure how much I like this map for Protoss. Against Zerg as well, you can get a good surround on this base. So yeah, not a good Protoss map, but we'll see how it plays out. Ooh, there we go. Now I have my Warp Prism. My Robotics Bay wasn't for Colossus, as it rarely is now. It's going to go straight for those disruptors. I also got speed. Yep, also got Warp Prism speed, so I'm going to have speedy Warp Prisms doing all the harassments. I'm going into my Colossus. Don't want to just make only Colossus disruptors because they're very hard to micro and you get a lot of them. Ooh, that was quite a decent amount of kills and a mule there. Almost lost my Warp Prism, that would have been a bit unfortunate. Oh, I dropped it off. I could have seen how many kills it got. I'm not going to rewind, that will ruin the flow of this game. So I'm still sitting on very few units. I've only got a Stalker and a Zealot, but I'm instantly going into Colossus and taking a third. I'm playing so greedy right here, but I have the splash damage. I have some static defense on my mineral lines. I have a Observer close by, so I feel pretty safe against everything my opponent's throwing at me right now. Ooh, tank, that's a bit of a change, yeah. Tank coming in. Probably should move that because that's in range of a cannon. Yes, good play. Yeah, I'm sure he could have got a lot more done by focusing probes instead of that cannon there. Where is my Warp Prism? Where is my Warp Prism? There he is, over on the side. I was afraid I'd missed some sort of harassment during that, but no. My third is settling in. He's moving into his third though, luckily. If he does he know about it? He doesn't know about it, so it's a good thing he does have that base. He could easily be falling behind right now, but no, he has taken that. He has already built that expansion. Oh no! Shit! Widow Mine kills the Warp Prism and the Disruptor inside. That didn't pay off for me then. That harassment didn't pay off, but it does pin him back and allow me to take a third, so I guess it was useful. But the investment there, the amount of workers I killed, that wouldn't pay off, but I guess there's more to it than that. As I've already pointed out. I've got my second Colossus coming on in. I have a Disruptor for the army. I'm going to work on a second robotics facility over here. That's so I can pump out the utility units, like the Observer and the Warp Prism, as well as Colossus and Immortals and Disruptors. So yeah, because so many useful things out of the robotics space, I find it quite useful to get 2 of those early on. Very early on, considering I only have 3 gates right now. Only now working on my up to 6 gateways. I could easily, yeah, some games I easily have more robos than, well, as many robos as gateways, which is quite silly, especially when you think back to Wings of Liberty, before there was even such a thing as disruptors. And the animation looks even cooler now. They keep changing that animation. So there's like a core in the middle, which looks all shiny now. Impressive stuff. Good deal of tanks coming out from my opponent. We already had an idea that he was making tanks from the harassment that was going on, but he's got quite a few. He's got Thor as well. Not particularly sure how useful Thor's going to be, but he's got one anyway. I guess it's a good tank for damage. It's an expensive tank for damage. I think Hellbat's probably better for that, but I don't know. Tank's pretty good. A few cyclones, depending on how well he micros those, how good the lock-ons are, then we'll see how useful they are. People use the automatic lock-on, and they lock on to very, very poor targets sometimes. So it might be better for players just to manually do that lock-on. Oh, he's got some nice chokes going on in here. Building in 2 more command centers, not to mine, but to make a nice defensive posture for his tanks, but it is going to give me complete map control, because as you can see my army's quite fast at the moment. I've got zealots, they don't have speed? They don't quite have speed yet, but or do they? Or do they have speed? They don't have speed. Almost have speed. 3.1. Has this move speed been buffed? Oh, everything's Legacy of the Void. All the move speeds have changed, and I've never noticed that before. Whoa, whoa! They made the game faster, literally. I'm happy with this. I'm very happy with this. Okay, cool. So this is pretty much unbreakable. We've got quite a lot of stuff, even turrets. You can see what's happening, which angle I'm attacking from. Yeah, I move in there a little bit and realise that's a bit hopeless. Got zealots pinning down this base. I just need to play the contain game and take the map now. I have complete map control, as I was saying before I got distracted. Yeah, I have quite fast units. And a poke on in here, planning to take one shot and then activate. But that dies instantly, and I wasn't expecting that died so fast. Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to wait on this ramp, try and starve him out, take expansions. I'm already one base ahead, am I? Yeah, I'm already one base ahead. I can probably even take even more bases. I see him against mech, so I'm going to throw down that Stargate. Carriers, Tempests are definitely what you want against mech. Ooh, we can now attack air units. Impressive, impressive. Cyclones, so much damage, so much damage. They're quite expensive though, that's the main problem. So, don't know how useful they are in the late game, to be honest. They look a bit like a Hellion, except with more armor. You can see the little area for the people. That's cool. I'd expect these to be all planetary fortresses quite soon. I have no chance of pushing through there, unless I have a decent air army, which I am working towards down here. But yeah, continue to maintain the central area. I have no chance against his army, but I can drop storms as he advances. So, and I can use these high grounds to give myself some favourable engagements, even though my army's not nearly as strong. So, good trades. That's what I need to do against his very efficient mech army. And I've seen this expansion go down, sending my warp prism over, picking up my disruptor from my main army to deal with that. Adding in ghosts now, he's got an extremely strong high tier army, but he's not got many bases. I'm actually moving into my 5th and he hasn't taken his 4th yet. He hasn't taken his 4th. Disruptor, having a lot of fun here. Instantly go off that missile turret, and it's going to retreat back to the safety of the warp prism, I would have thought. Yeah, there we go. On 4 Colossus now, I'm starting to worry about air units at this point, and it gets into the late game like this. It doesn't feel like the late game because it's only 13 minutes, but this is Legacy of the Void. This is very late game now. This is the time we're going to start onto air units. There we go, Stargates. We want Tempests as well. Liberators, we got Liberators? Yeah, Liberators. And Battle Cruisers, that's the other one. Liberators and Battle Cruisers, they're going to be very difficult to deal with if I have Colossus, Stalkers, Zealots army sort of thing, and Storm's going to do very little against it. I always think that feedback's going to do a lot of damage to Battle Cruisers, but they have so much health that even if you feedback full energy ones, they're still at half health. They're pretty damn beefy. I'm sort of accepting that I can't take this. I don't know. Maybe I could have tried to have prevented him from taking this a bit, but I'm really happy here where I am now. That was a bit foolish. So yeah, I was worried if I moved into here, then he could come and try and get us around, trap me in, and that wouldn't go well. I could recall, but yeah, I don't like. It's a really tough choice. It was a really tough choice in the game whether I should stop him from taking that. But yeah, this base and this base a lot easier for me to deal with and to deny him from taking. Now I'm still a base ahead though, so it doesn't matter hugely. Again, I'm taking almost all the bases. Now I have a warp prism. I should probably be taking this one as well. Bit of a pointless warp prism there. Reducing army. Quite interested in the army value here. Yeah, he's not beating me as much as I'd expect, but yeah, he's a bit ahead. Let's see how my air army is looking. Working on my third and fourth carrier. Got 2 already. Making lots of observers because I am. Why do I need observers again? Positioning game, yes. Late game, positioning very important. Killed 2 observers for a lot of shield energy there. Sorry, 2 ghosts for a lot of shield energy there, but that's going to regenerate. Probably want to return home as well. Disruptor could have probably got a good shot off there, come to think of it. This is so beefy. You see the importance of this here wall. He's going to be able to defend that a lot easier than otherwise. Mine's going to be really annoying as well. But this is 4 bases. Considering this ramp, it's going to be a real struggle for him to take any more bases, and that was what I planned for. Completely bypassing a few units there. That was a bit of an unfortunate event. But still a base. I've been ahead in bases for a long time here. Oh dear. I got a bit impatient there. I was maxed out, so I really wanted to deal some damage. But yeah, this isn't trading too well. High Templar bunched up, had to morph there. And killing quite a few cyclones though, to be fair. And cyclones aren't cheap, so this isn't too bad. Interesting, the units lost now. I've lost twice as many, but I have been up on bases this whole game, so it's not too dreadful. What's my carrier count? 4. Even more coming? I think, yeah, 2 just finished. I think 1 more finished? There we go, 2 more finished. Up on 6 carriers. He's going to be shutting down the space, but I didn't really have any resources invested there. Didn't have any probes there, so I'm not too bothered about that. I'm still a base ahead, even if he kills that. So I'm happy sitting back, working on Archons. Archons, carriers. I want some Tempests as well to deal with the Cyclones, because they have very long range. Lots of Archons. Storm would be ideal, but I don't have any of those at the moment. I'm just working on the Archons. It's more of a short-term fix. I was making lots of Archons in case he immediately started punishing this base as well. But this is such a strong army I've got here. Got 2 7-6 cores ready to upgrade. Lots more gateways because I have excess minerals. Of course, that's just always the way in the late game, especially when you have an army of Archons and carriers. Yeah, I might as well have gateways in case I feel like a massive warp in of zealots could punish the base. And now here's the big target for me. The big target from my opponent is just staying in the game, to be honest. His army's quite slow, making slow aggressive movements into the middle of the map. Don't really have much vision. I don't have a huge amount of vision, which is unfortunate. Like I was saying earlier, lots of observers, very important. It's just a positioning war at this point. There we go. Being very careful to make sure they all die. He saw those observers quite well. I was quite impressed with him during this game. The range is quite stupid. That's quite the beefy army we've got here. I mean, it's going to be easy able to kill all these gateways. Not sure how close he's going to be able to get to kill the base though. But while he's doing this, he's setting up that 5th base. And that's really not what I want him to do. I want to stay ahead in bases, really. Now moving in with my Tempests. As he comes forward to attack the Tempest, there's all the Interceptors, and I retreat back. His Interceptors continue to attack. Yeah, it's quite costly. I think the units lost about similar, but they are evening up a little bit. They've evened up by almost 1,000. A few free kills, that's what we want. He comes quite close, and all the Interceptors wreaking havoc. Lots of carriers, Vikings almost instantly dying there. Nice snipe there. That was a Cyclone dying very quickly. That's quite a bit of gas. I just want to check how much those costing gas. 150 gas for every single Cyclone killed, which is a hell of a lot. So we've got our Tempest now working on those 2 at a time, not bothering about the carriers as much now. I really want to get these Tempests so I can force engagements, force him into the high carrier number I already have. Attacking forward with carriers isn't particularly effective because of the range of all of his units right now. A few probes, yeah, I'm trying to take that base. Now I've moved forward into the middle of the map. I'm protecting this base. If I'm positioned this sort of, if I'm positioned in the middle, it makes it very hard for him to move in and attack that 6th base now. continent on the map. Gonna morph a mothership core. Army value favouring me quite a bit now. And that's all that gas I've been mining for a long time really paying off. These carriers. Absolutely vital in this army. Ooh, cheeky DC warping. Interesting, even without a scan, Hellbats can hurt DTs and you have to attack from the behind. That's a fun fact. I haven't noticed that before this game. Ooh. He's moving in to attack the Tempest again. Here comes the carriers. This is quite a nice fight. It's very hard to retreat against carriers because they get a few Viking kills just on the retreat. Oh, nice. This disrupts trading itself for 3 tanks. In come the Stormers, but unfortunately due to those tanks, my High Templar is evaporated really quickly. Only got 1 Stormer. Now going to be running out of interceptors quite soon. Yeah, I'm very low now and I have to pull out. Turret's a really good choice. On the retreat I'm losing quite a bit as well because of the Vikings and the range again on the Cyclones. He sees everything. He knows he's 1 base behind. I wouldn't be too worried as Terran right now because my army is is cost effective and he's using his defensive structures wisely. But yeah, you can't let me get any further ahead really. Because my army's getting quite cost efficient now. Carrier's very good. Mothership core, just the mothership. Just adding insult to injury here. Yes, the burn scans every time he fights, like quite a few in fact. I don't know how much he has. Oh, there we go. 3 orbital commands there for scan. That's pretty smart. Yeah, he really needs to be securing 1 more base because he's falling behind right now, really harshly. If we look at army value again, I'm still ahead. I'm not in gas, interestingly enough, but yeah, I am still ahead. A few High Templar on the base, in the army. Ideally I want to kill off all those tanks. I don't think he'll replace them if I kill them off, because that's not really the thing a lot of players don't really think of reducing tanks against like all carrier, mass carrier armies, but High Templar gonna put in some serious work if there's no tanks to deal with them. I'm at last going to take that base. Got a couple probes over there. I have a DC for defense in case something comes and lands and tries to attack it. Sitting on only 6 carriers. Interesting. That was quite a few there. Added on even more Stargates though. My money got quite high when I became maxed, as it will suddenly do now because I am maxed. Yeah, I'm gonna need to attack quite soon. Let's go. Got the High Templar there. Look at those. Ooh. Midway through this attack, I sent in some zealots to try and distract the tank fire, but it never worked out. The dream would have been tanks attack these zealots, High Templar move in, storm the Vikings. Beautiful. But no. Ooh. I think my opponent used a tactical jump there. He's going to warp in, and I think he's actually going to kill this fleet beacon. Because I'm ignoring I'm completely ignoring it because I'm maxed. Yes! I think that was worth it. What's worse? Losing a fleet beacon or being maxed for like 3 extra minutes. I have the High Templar, he needs to be careful here. But he does have turrets, so I also need to be careful. My interceptors are going to die really fast. Oh, unfortunate. Probably should have used a tactical jump. Couldn't quite afford it though. More High Templar, more carriers, of course! Army value again, this is the most important thing. Even in gas, pretty much. So we've got similar armies now. But it depends who's going to trade more cost efficiently. Probably me, he's got quite a few tanks. Cyclones don't seem to be paying off too well for him. I like the new nuke animation. Trying to go for some tactical jumps, make sure I just tactical nukes there. Oh, unfortunate for him. I probably would have killed something. Here comes the SCV attack. I warp in some DTs to deal with that. I think always warping in DTs to deal with things like that is important, because if you make zealots, they're not going to be very helpful for your army, but you can warp the DTs into Archons and just add them back to your army. He hasn't forced anything that you didn't want to make out of you. And I have almost a perfect army. I think the gas count is going to be way in my favour now. 1200, not too much, but yeah, I have a very strong army. Now at last he's trying to take this base. He needs this. He's running out of money. I would imagine he's almost out of money. Yeah, he's straight up out of money. This is his last base. He needs to take that base. Carry on. Vikings. Luring force the interceptors into the turret, so this is good play. But I don't know how well he's going to trade here. He's going to need to keep burning scans. Does he have enough energy? Oh, he's running a bit low on energy. I don't know if he's even going to be able to see his the army I have here. Oh my god, he's really low on energy. So he has just no answer to these Tempests. He's shutting down the space with a tactical jump. Battle cruiser there. He would like to get home, come back again, which he can't quite do. Annoying with that tactical jump, he can't come home again. But yeah, it's just too many carriers, to be honest. Too many carriers. Maybe a bit more smash damage he needs. Cyclone's doing pretty good though. He's doing pretty good. Yeah, but he just needs more smash damage and he needs more focus fire. He's focusing down interceptors way too much. He needs to shift click up the units he wants to kill. Oh, and it just looks like it's going to be the end, and that's the end of the game. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I thought it was a fun game. It wasn't too back and forth. There was a moment where it looked a bit dicey, where he was coming out right up here, and I had to push him back. But yeah, I just wanted to show you how a late game Terran can be executed. You could probably do it a bit better, obviously, because he lost. But yeah, I thought he did pretty good. The interesting use of cyclones in the late game. Maybe liberators could have been more useful. He was making them. Yeah, he was making them. Maybe more liberators. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how you deal with it really. My Protoss army here. But again, yes, I hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you later. Goodbye.